Nottingham Forest 2, Championship Luton 2. From a 2-goal lead, we go and fuck it up. Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. Evening all, hope you're well, and I don't know where your blood pressures are at, but mine's still at boiling point, And when it's just started to come down, I stupidly put Steve Cooper's press conference on. And when he said that the subs did not impact the game, Colin Fry should have just put the mic on mute, told him to kill the camera and walk the fuck off, man. What the fuck happened today? Seriously, I am fuming still to shitty Luton. Championship Luton. Who wants to kick us off? I don't even know. I hope you're well in the chat. Like, subscribe.
Yeah, you were there, right? Go on.
No, you go, mate. You go, mate.
No, you were there. I missed some.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I mean, I've calmed down a bit. Hey!
Didn't realise I'm sorry.
Toddy's back.
Better late than
Keep
never,
us
mate.
in check. Yeah, I'm going to try and remain calm because, you know,
we don't want you to remain calm. Your fans don't want you to remain calm.
Don't worry, I'm not.
Let it go, man. Let it out.
Right. I like Steve Cooper. I like the guy. I like the way that he's taken to our club. He's respected our history. He's respected our club. He's respected our city and everything. I love all that about him. But what I can't continue to do is support a man that's making so many mistakes. And he made a huge mistake today. There's no way we should have lost that game. We were far superior. We were a far superior team to them. And there's no way we should have. When you've got 15 minutes to go or whatever, and you rip out your midfield, and then you rip out your defense with no cohesion, and it opens the game up for the opposition to score 2 goals. A very poor opposition score 2 goals. That's not forgivable. That's bad management. There's no other way to describe that. That is bad management. The game itself, I felt comfortable. They did have 1 or 2 chances in the first half, without doubt. We had several good chances in the first half. I mean, some of the misses we had were quite bad. But nevertheless, Super Chris Wood came up with 2 fantastic goals. I'm not going to criticise that guy one bit. He scored 2 goals. That's his job done. The problem was the other end. And the problem was the other end. We were in control. Lots of nice passing. Lots of really good passing. I was still getting a little bit annoyed that we were doing a lot of midfield passing and no penetration. There's very little penetration, but that could have been more down to the forward line not showing themselves, yeah? So there were positives in the game. Mangala was magnificent, in my opinion. He was fantastic. The best midfielder out there. Sangare was ineffectual. Had a terrible miss as well, but he was ineffectual. He looked absolutely knackered. I had no problem. And not only me, but everybody sitting around me was saying, yeah, Sangare for Yates or Sangare for Santos. That would have been fine. It would have kept the defence as was, and it would have been 1 change in midfield that wouldn't have affected us because, as I say, Sangare was not doing much. But the man changed everything. He made 5 substitutions, I believe. That's half the team. He replaced half the team in the last 15 minutes. How the hell can you expect to have cohesion and solidity when you're changing half the team? I'm going to shut up now because I can feel my blood pressure rising.
Well,
so I've seen you being a soft pussy, to be honest, Dan. I really do.
It's early days. Yet,
no, seriously, you're on the wrong fucking podcast, mate. Seriously. Next, you'll be saying Worrall had a good game. Go on, Ez.
I was going to say it'd be good to have a poll and ask for chat, but I can quite clearly see in the chat everyone's agreeing with this. The question from me would have been, do you guys think the substitutions changed the game? Yes, no, maybe so.
For fuck's sake, they scored. Sorry, man.
Well, 100%. The subs changed the game, so anybody seen that would have seen that. We looked comfortable. Ant's right. We should have had more by the stage. when we were 2-0 up, but we were comfortable. We were in no danger. They'd not done anything, mate. And then we opened the door for them and gave them a massive get-out clause by bringing in one of the worst central defenders to grace the Premier League. And we've been giving him excuse after excuse after fucking excuse. And I'm just had enough of it, mate. Favourites FC cost us today. The players he brought on were Favourites FC.
And what we have to remember as well, sorry about it, but what we have to remember, this is not a one-off. We've had, 4 games at home, and we've been poor in all of them.
Yes.
We've played poor teams. We've not played good teams. We've played poor teams that we would expect to win against, let's be honest.
We haven't won at the City Ground in over 2 months. 2 months. We haven't won.
That was a last-minute header.
Yeah. Yep. 5 games without a win now.
Guys, the City Ground was never a fortress. It was never a fortress. That was just a myth. We were lucky in a lot of games last season at the City Ground, weren't we? We never really turned anyone over. We were lucky.
We never.
I'm not going to go so fucking easy as you lot are. I'm sorry. I've got to say, first of all, before I start my rant, is that I thought the team, before the substitutions, played really well. The best I've seen them for a long time.
Against Luton.
It doesn't matter. You can only play what's in front of you. I thought they did well. Yeah. And, hats off to Wood. I called him out last week as a shite player, and he could have scored 5 today, and he bagged a couple. Without him, I mean, Cooper wouldn't be in a job tomorrow. Whether he's in a job tomorrow or not, I don't know. To be honest, I know they're not very happy. The club,
Marinakis is fucking fuming.
Yeah.
So moving on to, we were so comfortable. They did have a few chances in the first half where our markers left their men, and if they had a bit more quality, they'd have bagged a couple of goals, and that should have been enough, even at 2-0, for Cooper to think, oh, hang on a minute, these have got something about them, they can get through us. But those subs, man, it felt to me as though he'd been to Tony's bookies and had a bet on a draw. That's what it felt like to me. And I've just done a whole video on fucking bribery and corruption in since over 100 years, from chairman bribing referees to players betting on their own team. That was the most idiotic, stupid decision to bring off Ilanga for a start, who was tearing their right back to pieces. Bringing off 2/3 of our very effective midfield, by the way, to bring on, Yates. I like Yates. I've not got a problem with, but he's not played for a little while. He's not match fit. I think Cooper thought he was 3-0 up. Bringing that, that's a kind of 3-0 up, easy substitution. Right. Bringing 2/3 of our midfield off was crazy for me, and bringing Bolly off. I mean, the thing that really, really, really pissed me off was his post-match interview. If I wasn't pissed off enough already, the post-match made me think, this isn't the guy for Forest. This isn't that management team for Forest. And I include his 2 lackeys for me, who should have said, what are you doing, boss? We're doing all right. You shouldn't change anything, or you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't bring off 2/3 of our midfield, or you shouldn't invite their right back to just come forward now because we've just brought one of our most dangerous players on, who, by the way, got both assists and literally tore that right back to pieces. And I'm not going to go in on Worrall. I'm not going to go in on Worrall. I think.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, that's fine. But Bolly making an excuse. One of his excuses for Bolly was that he had a plane flight or something stupid. I've never heard such a load of bollocks in my entire life. Now, we've got, for me, a top 8 side on the pitch. Other than probably what Ant said the other week, is that we need a striker in January. Rather than Marinakis spend a shitload of money on more players, why don't we just buy a new management team? Because these aren't it. I've seen enough today, and not just today. This isn't. I've tried to be patient with them, and I've tried to bite my tongue and be supportive of my club. But today was ridiculous. But it's not only today. We've played the 3 whipping boys that came up from the Championship
And beat
at
one of
home.
them.
We had a lucky win against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
We were lucky against Burnley, and in the end, when it was 2-2, I could only see one winner, and it was Luton. So for me, we ain't going to get anywhere, man. You see the next few games.
Liverpool, Villa, West Ham, 2 away, 1 home.
Yeah.
I just want to just quickly address what James is saying here. How do people know Mr. M is fuming? People don't know. We're telling you. Yeah. So we told you the Sangare shit. We're telling you Marinakis is not just fuming, he's fucking fuming.
He's furious, is the words we were given.
Like, pissed. And would you expect him to be any other way when you're 2-0 up against a championship team and you put Worrall on for Bolly? It's indefensible. This is the point I'm going to make, right? And I don't give a fuck who I piss off right now. But if I hear all the other YouTubers or the social media people trying to excuse what Cooper did, how shit Worrall was, and they try and excuse that, I will seriously be questioning their integrity and honesty. For fuck's sake, when someone plays shit, call them shit. When tactics are pathetic, when decisions are made that are a joke, if you lot don't fucking call it out, then you are a fucking disgrace. When Cooper does well, we'll say he does well. When Worrall plays well, or whoever it is plays well, we'll call it. But when they play fucking shit, we will do the same as well. So I hope they have some fucking integrity about them and a bit of a backbone. Because if
I'll
they
go one further than that.
This shit, they're a fucking joke.
I'll go one further than that. Sorry to interrupt, Wolverine.
Interrupt away.
If any of the other channels that are always in the background slagging us off one way or the other want to come on a neutral ground on stream with me and tell me why Cooper's so brilliant and this is the way forward for the next 5 years, I'm happy to have that argument with anyone, and I'll win because I've got a stack of stuff.
You will win. Can I just say as well, Wolfie, you said you're going to go in on Joe Worrall.
Yeah,
I don't think that's fair. Right, I like Joe Worrall as a person. I know he's massive Forest fan. I love all Forest fans. It's not his fault he's being picked, mate. It's not his fault he's being picked. So for my mind, if Worrall makes a mistake, I don't blame Joe Worrall. I blame the manager that put him in that position because we all know his level, and it ain't this.
Yeah, agreed. But Ant, what do you think pushes Cooper to still pick the likes of Worrall? Yeah, we were calling Cookout all year last year because he's not Premier League level. Yeah, who is fucking fueling the Worrall stuff, man? It's all these happy clappers. Yeah, as soon as Worrall has half a performance, he's suddenly Maldini. How many times do we have to say he's either an 8 out of 10 on a rare eclipse, freaking full moon, or he's a 3 out of 10? You can never get a consistent performance. And in every other game, there's a guillotine mistake that just causes chaos.
You shouldn't be going in on Worrall.
Everyone around him.
You shouldn't be going in on Worrall.
You know when he came on as sorry, Dino, you go, mate.
You shouldn't be going in on Worrall. You should be going on Cooper because we were fine up until that point. And it wasn't just Worrall. Coyote's not it. He's not a Premier League midfielder.
No,
he's had a few decent games last season, but we've got better than that. We've got
Santos on the bench,
and Dominguez could run for 10 marathons. I mean, he's so fit; he could have gone all day long. Yeah, it just, I don't know. I think he must have thought we were further ahead than we were. And when you saw his interview, he was like, "Oh, we were completely dominant. We were totally in charge." But they still had quite a few chances.
They did. They did. And if it had,
I don't know whether he was looking away at that point.
Fucking game, don't you?
They could have scored
the game's not 80 minutes long.
Half.
You finished the game.
Hold on, I'll let him finish his point, and I can't make out what you're both saying. Go on, Dino.
I just fucking thought he'd finished. All right.
No, I have finished.
You're in a bad fucking mood. Otherwise, I will start.
You go.
All right,
I'm
go now. He
finished
finished his
on that.
point.
No,
I finished
you
on that
carry on.
point.
No, I literally just said what I said, and that was it. I had no more to say. That was it.
All right, fine. Let me thank Phil for the 11 months. Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, Phil.
I said that a little aggressively, Phil. I apologize.
Yeah, thanks,
Love
Phil.
you.
Thank
Thank you,
My
Phil.
point about Worrall is that I'm not protecting Worrall. You know, he has improved since this time last season, but he's still not first team standard for me.
You say he's improved, Dino, but it's the same. It's what Wolverine said. You're either getting an 8 out of 10 or you're getting a 3 out of 10. There is no middle ground.
Totally agree.
The only time he had any consistency last season was when he had Felipe next to him.
But you're talking like he stuck 2 goals in his own net. Now, Aurier was. What was Aurier doing?
Do you know
bending
what?
down to try and. I don't understand that. And listen. If you're gonna go from an attacking team to a defensive team because you're 2-0 up, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to invite the opposition on. We've seen it before. We've seen it before
this season.
You can't tell me that you saw that substitution and gone, that's a great idea.
No,
every person must have thought, because I did. I thought, oh God, I know what's going to happen now. I know what's going to happen now. And it did.
This is what I want to know from Ant. So what was the atmosphere in the stadium when you saw Worrall coming on and Chiarte coming on? Who was the other triple sub that he made? Who was the other one? He made 3 straight after the 2-0. Yates. Yates. What was the atmosphere in the stadium? Were they cheered on, or were there a few murmurs?
Was cheered on. Yates was cheered on. Surprise, surprise. Right. Around me, the only one that people were saying, and we were saying it before he actually made the substitution, is, oh, get Yatesy on for Sangare, because Sangare was obviously struggling. And then when they brought the others on, everybody, and walking out as well, was saying, what the fuck? What's he doing? What's he doing? And this is fans watching. We can see the game. We've got our own opinions, but we were united in the fact that there was no need to make those, like I say, change half your team with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah,
crazy. It's crazy.
It's not even that he changed the team, man. It's he ripped the spine. He ripped the spine.
He ripped the spine out of the team. Yeah.
The midfield was working and the defense was working. Why change it? And it's the first time for as long as I can remember that Forest were booed off the pitch. Now, once you lose that home crowd, Twitter doesn't matter.
Yep.
All right. Instagram doesn't matter. Away fans will always just support the team. That's their job. Fine. But once you start losing the home fans, that's when people in the higher up positions start looking at the manager, because they don't want to hear that.
No,
they don't want to be booed at home.
You know, they know that they'll be next. You know,
if I
we spoke about
that.
this the other day. Go on.
Go on, as you go.
No, I was just saying, we literally spoke about this the other day, but as soon as he loses the home fans, and I said there was some murmurings in the Sheffield United game earlier on in the season, which I hadn't expected for the first home game of the season against a rival, and it was the atmosphere wasn't quite right, and I said that straight up after the game, and it's felt like that this season. There's the patience level is a lot lower. The Cooper songs, when they start, they soon die out in the stadium. They don't go. They're hardly any, They're wearing off. That's interesting to hear that the fans booed them off, because I didn't hear that, to be honest myself.
It was loud.
Switched it off as soon as the result came. I actually thought they were going to go ahead and win this, and I wouldn't have been surprised in the least bit. You know, and I kind of hoped it did happen, because then this conversation's mute. He's fucking done for. But I am fed up of excuses, the people backing him at all costs. Now, I would love to see them explain their way out of this one, like he tried to today. Because I've not heard his post-match. I've just heard it secondhand from you guys. And I'm absolutely appalled that he would even try and attempt to throw any of his players under the bus. He
actually said that he didn't think that the substitutions made any difference to the outcome. He actually said
ridiculous. And that's why I said every single one of our chat clearly think the substitutions made a difference. So what game is he watching? But you're right, mate. Things are going to happen, because Marinakis isn't happy. The fans aren't happy. Marinakis isn't happy. He spent all this money on all these shiny new toys for him, and he fucking still keeps getting the fucking raggy dolls out of the fucking back of the back of a closet, mate. What the hell? That game didn't need. That game just needed us to settle it. Take the sting out of it, but not by ripping out the heart of that midfield. That midfield three was as cohesive as I've seen them, and I knew it would come eventually. But today they look really good. And you're right about Mangala. I think he knitted everything together. He was everywhere. You know, he was all over the pitch knitting things together. But to do that, he's got no excuses, mate. I'd love to see them. I'd love to see them protect him now. Honestly,
we know some of the players watch this, right? We know that. We know that we watch the channel, and I want to say right now, for those that are watching the channel, like I say before the subs, I thought it was a great performance. The likes of MGW, which I thought you marked quite lowly between the chat and yourself. Personally, that's just a personal view in the post-match ratings. I thought he stopped doing his silly things and trying to take on the entire team, and he did the simple things really, really, really well, and he was a better player for it. I thought Wood proved me completely wrong. I thought Elanga looked really confident and just wanted to take on that right back all the time, all day long. I thought the mid three was good. I think most of the team played really, really well. There was just one loser for me, and that was the Cooper in those decisions, and that's what lost. Well, it felt like a loss today. But I go back to what I was saying about we've now played those bottom three clubs. The clubs that came up, but like the whipping boys that are still probably the three favourites to go down this season. And you know, results are a win and 2 draws, but they're all at home, man. How do you think we're going to go away against these?
Exactly. Sorry, just before I'll take you to the floor, just got a few super chats. I just want to jump these in. Will with the £10. This one's aimed at you, Ant. Stuart Pearce is my hero too, and I want to have his babies. Thank you so much.
Today, Will.
I know Will's fuming as well. I'm Obama Delhi saying, when will you play me, Delhi? Who knows, bro? Who knows?
Yeah.
And Jeff with the £5. He's been watching Southgate.
Yeah.
He comes from the same factory line.
Yeah, cut from the same cloth, mate.
Yeah. Look,
that leads to my that leads to my point very quickly. That leads to my point. Forest of old, I mean, second half kicking towards the Trent end was always like, didn't matter what the situation was at half time, you always felt second half kicking towards the Trent end. Forest at old at 2-0 up would have continued to pile it on them. I can't stand this thought process where you go 2-0 up and then you sit back, inviting pressure on. It makes no sense to me.
Well,
because you've already got the upper hand, you've gone 2-0 up, your tails are up, you're ready to go.
Mate, we were doing that at 1-0 up last season. And what I did like seeing is when we did go 1-0 up today, we went for the second goal. We kept attacking. Why not keep attacking for your get a third goal, kill off a game? And I think Dino's right. It's like in his head, he thinks we were 3-0 up. And that's a 3-0 up substitution that he'd make, probably with less than, with more than, you know, what was it, 12 minutes to go when he made the first 3 substitutions.
Something
and
like
that's what, then they scored their first goal. Yeah, and then they scored their first goal. And it was after that, then he makes another 2 substitutions. It just didn't, the game didn't call for it. So that's why he's had to get his excuses and why he's made those ridiculous substitutions. Because
you do that when you're 4-0 up, don't you?
3-0, 4-0 up,
do that when they're 3 or 4 up, comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing, we looked comfortable, mate. Yes, you're right, Dino. They had some guilt-edged chances, but it's the same fucking players who keep missing these chances that have done all season. They've had, I can't remember what his name, not their main striker, but I think it's the number 10. He's had some guilt-edged chances this season, especially with headers, and he's missed every single one of them. So it was typical of what they've done already this season. But the warning signs were there, and you don't do it at that stage when you're looking comfortable. That's when they should have gone for the third goal. And I was actually surprised today. But once we went 1-0 up, we were looking for a second. So why not carry on that momentum? The players knew that they could do it. So just ripping out the spine like that in one go, and then expecting it to be all right.
Some of the passing today in midfield, and particularly balls down the inside channel for the wingers to come onto, particularly with Elanga, they were sublime. We were really playing some good football. I didn't realise at the time, until I watched the highlights about 10 minutes ago or whatever, how many really good chances we had in that first half. You know what I mean? There were really good chances, well-created chances, should I say. And I'm happy with well-created chances. No striker's ever going to score every shot. Nobody does. So for me, as I said earlier on, 2 goals for Chris Wood. No criticism from me today. 2 excellent goals, by the way. Yes, he
I
did
thought
miss
his movement
some.
was great as well. His movement was really
I
good.
thought he had a
Fully
good
disagree.
game. He had a good
I
game.
fully
Which
disagree.
is quite ironic considering the discussion we had last night where everybody was worried. That's what we were all worried about. Yeah, that was
I went on him last week big time, and I've got to take that back off today's performance. I mean, I want to see it more regularly, obviously, but I'm happy to say I'll eat my hat on that one because and again, I don't know if he's one of the ones that watch the channel, but because Ez called him out last night, the same as I did.
But that's what we do, Gino. If
he
criticism's
did well
valid,
today. I mean, on another day, he'd have got 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I completely disagree with all of you. I thought he was shit.
Okay,
I thought he was shit.
You say them.
I thought he was shit. You do not
Nah,
miss the sitters that he missed in that first half. There's a difference, right? Haaland misses chances, but Man City are going to create 10, 15, sometimes 20. Yeah. Chris Wood cannot convert, man. He fucking needed 8 chances to score 2 goals. And I'd say he scored the 2 hardest ones.
He did, I think so.
He was behind the ball. When Elanga got in behind, he was too slow to get into the box. It's the fastest I've seen him ever move. Fastest I've ever seen him move for that first goal. He's not. If you are going to hang your hats on Chris Wood and expect him to cover Taiwo, this is Luton, boys. This is Luton. This is his standard.
I would say he converted as many as Taiwo would have done today.
I don't know. I think Tyler would have taken a few more of those chances to be perfect.
Listen.
Which one?
That's opinion. That's opinion.
Yeah, which one? Which of these great chances?
All in from Tuffalo, the absolute 6-yarder that he can put in with his left foot. Yet again, something Dino always says.
Such a hard chance that was. Such a difficult chance.
No, it wasn't. When the ball was crossed in the box and he can't jump up, he always headers underneath the ball. Always. That was easier than the header he put in. Yeah. He's not good enough. This is against Luton. You're getting clouded by the Luton factor.
Agreed, but he did enough. He's not certainly not the one to blame today. He did enough. We were comfortable.
Agreed.
We were comfortable.
Guy scored 2 goals. You can't.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't disagree with you. The problem is, and I'm putting out a video tomorrow on this, is one of the points is that we're not getting enough goals from elsewhere. Sangare missed an absolute sitter for me.
Yeah.
And I saw that. Wood, with all the best will in the world, is a New Zealand international. Well, New Zealand are very, very low down in the rankings, and he's never reached the top levels. And I think today was probably one of his good games that he's played. And on another day, yes, his headers over the top are frustrating, but he got in some really good positions. And that's something that we, until Awoniyi joined us, we were really struggling with actually getting in the 6-yard box and getting in those positions. But the thing is, the midfielders and the rest of the team just aren't chipping in with enough goals. Now, we scored 2 today, but they were both scored by Wood and both made by Elanga. And they're the forwards. And I want to see a bit more from the midfield. For me, I want to see. So I'm not going in on Wood. No way today, because for me, he's played the best game in a Forest shirt today.
Every single person to a T was saying sub Wood off at halftime. Everyone's getting clouded by the fact he scored the 2 goals in the second half.
He scored 2 goals.
I wasn't saying that.
Talking about Wood, he's letting Cooper off the hook.
No, I'm not letting Cooper off the hook. We haven't even got warmed up yet. We haven't even got warmed up. My point is, I'm not blaming Wood, because I know Wood is shit. It's not his fault. It's the whole Worrall thing again. He's all we've got right now. Tough shit. Origi's out for 6 weeks or whatever it is. I'm not sorry, that's Callum Hudson-Odoi. God knows where Origi is.
Injured.
And all this stuff. Huh? Yeah. But
Why? That's another thing. That's another thing I wanted to discuss.
My point here is everyone's getting clouded by the fact he scored the 2 goals. Because I'm telling, let's say 70% of the fan base was saying sub him off at half time, including me. He was missing sitters. Yes, he converted in the second half. He is not, my point is this on Wood, he is not going to be able to carry us in the next games coming up. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. It's not his fault. This game's on Cooper fully. Call me a fucking Cooper hater. Call me whatever the fuck anyone wants. If you don't think this game was on Cooper, then God only knows what you were watching. But the point on Wood, nothing against the bloke. Yeah. He got his 2 goals, fair play to him. But he is not good enough to carry us while Taiwo is out. Taiwo's carried us in games to wins. Wood ain't going to do that.
Which is why, and quite rightly said last stream, that we just need one signing in the January window, and that's a good striker who's probably going to be starting in front of Awoniyi. So there's a lot of good competition up there. We know Wood isn't going to be Golden Boot winner. We know that. We're not dumb. But today, for me, is exempt. Today, he gets a free pass today.
I agree with that. He scored 2 goals.
I know you're saying he won't carry us to a win, but he did pretty much. He got the 2-0.
He should have done.
He got us to 2-0. Yeah, he should have done exactly.
We didn't.
So he
did against Sheffield United
at all, mate. Wood's got no blame in that for me. He did what he had to do.
I'm not blaming him. Ed.
I agree, but opposition's poor, and we should be doing that anyway. But that was against these promoted teams. That's the most creative we've been. You know, we've let the others off the hook, mate. We were lucky to get, like guys have said, we're lucky to get away with 3 points against Sheffield United. We were actually lucky to even get a draw out of a Burnley game. So today, you know, was a massive improvement on those 2 games, no doubt about it. But then it slips back into his game management. His game management at time has been absolutely shocking. There's been massive errors throughout these last 2 seasons, massive errors. He's got away with it on too many occasions, and this is another one where he needs to be called out. And like I say, what I want to see more than anything else is anybody try and defend his decisions today, because it's what cost us the game.
What disappointed me more than those substitutions, and I didn't think anything could disappoint me more, was if Chad, have you seen that post-match interview with
I haven't
Cooper?
seen it,
Honestly, if you want to go to sleep tonight and you don't want your blood to boil, don't watch it. That's what I would say. Watch it tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But my God, I used to work with a guy, right? And he used to walk in late. We all used to be in there like early. He's a manager. He used to walk in late. There was an upstairs and a downstairs. Upstairs with all the office where all the bosses were, right? And he used to like 5:15 at night, whenever all of us had gone home, he used to be walking around the office so the bosses could see him, and nothing ever stuck to him. He was just, and we called him Mr. Teflon. That is Cooper. Cooper is Mr. Teflon. Nothing sticks to him. He should have come out today and said, you know, because if it was me managing that, and I made those decisions today, and I think everybody else in the chat, we would have gone, it's on me. I'm the manager of the team. I made the substitutions. It went downhill after that. I accept responsibility. But no, he was blaming everybody but. And I tell you what, my respect for Cooper, which was awful last year and started to rise this year, has just gone deep dive. He's got no morals, that guy. To blame anyone but himself for that is ridiculous.
Do you know who pissed me off more in that interview? Fucking Colin. When is he gonna grow a pair and actually ask him some fucking questions instead of fucking sucking him off on screen, man? Seriously, I'm getting sick of it. Even at the end, he starts to try and suck out some positives for him. Seriously, man. Why can't he grow a pair? Is he that scared that they will kick him out if he dares to ask an actual question about the game? It's unbelievable how soft he is.
It's the BBC, mate. They ain't got no fucking backbone, have they? So that's who he works for. So you can kind of guess where his.
Yeah, it's not just the BBC. It's not
hence why.
Sure, it is. It's part of the BBC, mate. He's a fucking BBC. That's how they are.
It's not just the BBC.
And that's the difference between journalists.
Balls, mate. He never asks the questions that need to be asked. All he does is tickle his balls every single interview, mate. So you might as well give him a happy finish and just get on with it, mate.
But that's the difference between journalists, who I work with a lot in my business, and fan channels. And the growth of fan channels is going to outgrow journalists, and people are going to be listening to less journalists. Media. I mean, already people are reading less newspapers and reading less newspapers online. And now it's going to more fan channels, and whatever your flavor is with the fan channel, whether you're what you guys call happy clapper or somebody who's probably a bit more left field like us, people are still following that because we'll speak the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, from
absolutely.
a personal point of view, I very rarely watch professional pundits or professional journalists because they're all in it together. They're all scratching each other's backs. So you're never going to get any truth out of them. You're only going to get what the clubs want you to hear out of them. So for me, they're not even worth watching. That's why I watch That's why I watch fan channels. Good to see you today, Mark. Because you get some truth out of those fan channels.
Can I just bring up this comment here? Not that one. Hold on. It's going too quick.
Before you do, can I just do the super chats
Yeah,
first?
yeah.
Yep. Sharky, oh my god, man, he drove home from work 2-0 up, got home and was gutted. Oh, bro, that's harsh, man. Thank you as always for the £2, bro.
Thanks, Sharky.
Before I do the next super chat, Dino, I have to know. It's been bugging me all stream more than Cooper's interview. Yeah, what is that blue circle, that laser on your shirt?
He's trying to blind us.
It is. It is. I think it's my webcam shining through my.
Oh, we thought it was going through your shirt, mate. We thought he had like a mic on.
Yeah, it's my webcam. Sorry. I can see it on the back as well now.
I thought you were getting.
I've just had a bit of a different change in here today.
Are you sure it's not some sniper scope on you right now?
Sniper scope. Let's bring this. Oh, no, you're going to do the super chat, weren't you? Go on.
Yeah, I got a job ever, mate. Big red dog legend.
Oh no, it's not.
£5. No, leave it there, mate.
It's not that then.
Chat. Did anyone in the chat notice it? Yes or no is in there. Will saying, can we discuss what the hell Aurier was doing? Originally thought he'd slipped, but after watching it back, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Elaborate on that one, guys. Because I don't
yes.
know what this is about. Elaborate on this one, Ant. Versus Aurier slip. I don't know anything about this.
No, I didn't see a slip. The ball came over as I'm looking from the Trent end. So the ball came over from the left-hand side. And Aurier just went down on his knees. And it looked like he ducked out the way. And people around me were all as confused as me. And then on the way out, somebody said, oh, he slipped. But I've since seen it on TV. And he doesn't look like he slipped to me.
No,
I just don't know what he was doing. But he should have cleared it easily and prevented that goal. That is down to him, in my opinion, that goal.
It's pathetic.
Can I bring this comment up?
What it is. Huh?
Can I bring this comment up? Because this sums the whole evening up for me. Gaza Red, comment of the evening. That's what he said in his post-match. I mean, come on.
You know what as well, Dino?
That's what worries me more than
anything. Normally he's very well media trained, isn't he, Cooper? He's very good at, in interviews and stuff. First time ever today that I can remember anyway, he mumbled his words when they asked him about taking Bolly off. He went, he told me before that, he made an excuse up about him being tired or something.
Bolly,
but that's the first time. As soon as he did that, I thought, you're lying.
Yeah.
You're lying.
Can you imagine Bolly going up to Cooper and saying, I'm not really feeling it today. I've been on a plane flight, I'm feeling a bit tired. Can you bring me off after 77 minutes? He would have died on that pitch like he does every game. He's been our player of the season.
I'll be all tired if I do that last 10 minutes.
No, Bolly's told you right. But that wasn't Bolly saying that. And it sounded like he was backtracking on, but it also sounded like he was trying to throw the players under the bus, mate. It's because of them. They wanted to come off, and
that always goes down well, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it always works out well.
Yeah, it always works.
Exactly.
Do you think he was doing that, Ez? Do you think he was doing that? Because a lot of people in the comments, they said that he was protecting the players, not throwing them under the bus.
Exactly. By throwing them under the bus, using them as human shields, I guess. But that's a fucking.
But he's done that a couple of times recently in post-match. I've noticed.
I'm not sure that I'd call it throwing players under the bus. I mean, the only one I can remember him actually naming was Bolly, and he just said he was tired.
Yeah, but that's
so I don't think he necessarily threw him under the bus. But he didn't throw him under the bus because he said it made no difference.
Yeah, but he insinuated. This is the thing that, again, this pissed me off in the interview. He insinuated, because his words, I'm paraphrasing slightly, but I'm as close to memory as I can remember. He said, they were talking, we've had the international break, and Bolly said, and then that's where he stuttered, that's where he stuttered. And then he backtracks and goes, yeah, you know, with the international stuff because of jet lag and all this crap. I mean, someone in the comments, I can't remember who it was, apologies, but apparently Bolly only played either 58 minutes on international duty or was sub and got subbed on 58th minute.
Yeah.
I don't know,
He
whoever it was,
must
do
be
you remember?
knackered. Bless him.
There was one where they said one of the players, I don't know if it was Bolly, was on the bench.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what he did.
I mean, it's just crap.
No, there's no excuses. There's no
You're right,
excuses.
Chapo. Bolly wouldn't have been bullied off that ball for the second goal.
Absolutely, 1,000,000%.
Oh, mate, and this is the thing. This is what you're saying about the Worrall thing, and it's the same. It's just the annoyance of his casuality, and so if you watch a first angle of a replay, you can see him fucking chewing his gum as the fucking ball's coming over. He doesn't know where it just really winds me up when he chews his
You
gum.
and that chewing gum, man. You and that chewing gum. I love it.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right, Ed. A decent centre back, a good centre back. Can you imagine Felipe? He'd been up there, fucking head in there.
Exactly.
Player would have been on the floor. You know.
Oh, but he was an easy
like
target. He was an easy. Same thing Man United did against us, targeted him, and that's exactly what's the manager's name, Rob Edwards. He targeted Worrall, stuck their big lad on Worrall, said go and bully him. You'll get some change out of him, and they fucking did, mate, and some, and a bag of chips.
Tell you what, we put Worrall up for sale tomorrow. Which Premier League clubs are coming in for him?
Luton wouldn't.
No. Only maybe Sheffield United because they're literally his legs falling off the other lad. So they're probably the only team that'd be interested in him. And we know what we think of them.
That shows you, doesn't it? That shows you.
Shout out to you, great.
Just before we move on, I want to talk about an elephant in the room, and this will be speculation, and I'll say it now. We got like over 350 of you in here, 60 likes, and please don't forget to hit the like button.
Because somebody else put it earlier on in the chat. Somebody put in the chat. Only
even one of the guys in the chat was in the car, and they still were able to hit the like button.
That's the one that guilt tripped me into doing it.
So hit that like button. It's a therapy session. We're just getting it all out. We're getting it all out.
Can I talk about
how shit Serge was yet again?
God, he
got ripped by Chong. Was it Chong, the left winger? He got ripped the whole game, and then I see what he was trying to do, but when you're defending, you don't kind of. He tried to crouch to get a bullet header in that was going to go 50 yards. Just put your body in front of it, man, and kick it. He was completely at fault for that first goal. Completely at fault. And don't we give away some stupid dumbass free kicks in places constantly?
Thank you.
Last season and this season, when we don't have to.
Just on that point, why did we give away that free kick? Can you remember?
Which one?
The one for the first goal.
First goal.
Can you remember? Because
that point, because that was kind of that position, wasn't it? It was their left hand side a bit, wasn't it?
Say again.
Was it Serge?
No. And I tell you why, you'll remember it. In fact, I won't tell you who gave the free kick away just yet. Someone thought they should have got a free kick in the Luton half and then threw a stroppy.
Yeah.
And what did he do? He went and hunted down basically to hack someone down. Morgan Gibbs-white.
He was. You know what? I thought that might have been
Petulance.
a red.
Petulance, man.
I don't know if anybody else agrees, but there was two really bad tackles from Forest today that could have easily been reds.
One was Dominguez,
one on the Achilles.
I did not see them.
High tackles.
Yeah,
out of frustration. Yeah,
but where's the professionalism? You could see him charging him down from a mile off. Yeah. One thought in mind, I'm having him. I don't even know if it was the same fucker that hacked him down or that he claims hacked him down on the other one. It's petulance, man. Petulance.
You know what? The times you see that, though, when a player gets hacked down and doesn't get the foul, and you see him stand up and you can see the red mystic coming over his face, and you know he's going to go and do it. You know it, don't you?
I know, but you fucking professional footballers, mate.
Oh, no, I agree 100%.
If I lose it in my job, I'm gonna get reprimanded. But you keep your cool, isn't it? Especially when we were so comfortable. if we hadn't been so comfortable in that game, I can understand. Yes, they had their chances, but they had no prolonged periods of pressure or possession against us. It was the odd chance here and there. And like I think Dino alluded on, down to our mistakes, by the way, not from any brilliance from their point of view, you know, us giving them chances. Again, Aurier, Dean, I don't know. I mean, go in on him because I think he gets too much of a. He's another one who gets an easy pass sometimes. When he makes mistakes, they're fucking big mistakes, mate. They cost us goals.
If he's up against a good winger like a Nomto, for example, last season, or the Chong today, he's done, man. He's done. Can you imagine him against like a Liverpool or a Tottenham or do you know any really good wingers? He's just going to really struggle, man. I think we just need a bit more pace there, and he just gets turned so easy.
Yeah, don't fancy him up against Luis Diaz next week or anything like that.
Not really.
No.
But the thing that makes me sad is that we had a really tough start and showed some promise. Maybe not as many points on the board, but we weren't like leaking goals like we were last year, and we look competitive at times. What makes me sad is we've had an easier run of games now. We've not picked up the points we should have done.
Yep.
And what makes me really sad is I'm now looking down the table who's below us rather than up the table, what we should do.
We should be comfortable in the table by now. We should be comfortable in the table. Even if we just won the 3 games against the newly promoted teams at home, we would be comfortable in the table. We wouldn't be looking over our shoulders at all, and that's an own goal. That's a massive own goal because as hard as the away start was, we traversed it really well with decent performances and not getting smashed. And we talked about our goal difference. We'd conceded half as many goals at this stage as we had last season, so we're in a better place. But these opportunities again goes back to Bournemouth last season. It reminded me of Bournemouth today when they scored their first goal. I could see them winning it, and I think if it'd gone on for another 5 minutes, they would have won it. They probably were most likely to, even though we had a goal. I think it was offside, wasn't it? It was, Chris Wood chance at the end.
Chris Wood.
I could have seen them winning it. So the tide had turned again. Cooper doesn't react. But today he handed it on a plate for them. That's what annoyed me. It wasn't they were making their way into the game. But he left the door open and they walked straight through it.
80% of the game with the 11 that started, it was comfortable.
And let's get Ant in, I think. And were you trying to talk while you were off screen? I thought I heard your voice. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out a very interesting comment by Gazared. He's put the players will stop playing for Cooper as soon as they realise he's in the Messiah. And I think that's a good point because they're not his boys anymore. You've got players like Dominguez and Sangare and people like that aren't just going to accept him. Last year, I think the guys were just pleased to be in the Premier League, but these guys are a step above that. And I think that could be true. If he carries on like this, they're going to think, who is this guy? Because they don't know him, do they? Let's face it. None of our new, Murillo and players like that, they don't know Cooper. You know what I mean? So I think there's a possibility that could happen if we're not careful.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate one more time, if anybody missed it the other 2 times I've said it, is that the 11 that started today, I thought did really, really well until the substitutions.
Yeah.
And that's what killed it. I thought they played really well. Exciting game, very progressive, high up the pitch, the 3 midfielders attacking. It was really nice to watch.
I agree with you to a certain extent, but it's Luton. I'm sorry, it's Luton. Yeah, I look. The reason I've been worried about this game. Did I like that? Am I back? Hello?
You're back.
You're back. Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah. The reason I was worried about this whole game, and I want to talk about this because Cooper's not getting off the hook. Yeah. How many times have I said and we've said that he doesn't know how to win a game when you're the favorites in that game? If it's against a big 6 club where there's no pressure on him, where he gets lauded if we escape with a point or if we get a nice quick 1-0 on the counter attack, anyone can set a team up to have 11 men behind the ball, put 2 pacey wingers on, and clench your butt cheeks and score a counter attack goal and see what happens. These are the games that he has to be judged on, because these are the teams that will low block against you, will be compact against you. And you have to show your prowess as a manager to show how you break these teams down. Marinakis has spent over 200 million in 18 months on this squad. And there's not a person in the Forest fan base who can't say Marinakis has not given him the tools. One, that he wanted, and two, pulled his wallet out to back him. Marinakis is blameless in this, yeah? Cooper has to show. He's had the chance against Burnley. He didn't show it. He had the chance against Sheffield United. He fluked it. He had the chance today against Luton. He couldn't kill a game off. Yeah. These are the games he has to be judged on, and he cannot be let off the hook.
100%.
I am here not saying Cooper out. My stance is very simple. Whatever Marinakis decides, I'll be behind him because he's fucking off the hook. He's done everything he should do as a chairman. I'll ask all the other managers who have been promoted, would they take the money Marinakis has pumped into their club, yes or no? He's
not just the teams have been promoted, teams like Man United.
Except Jimmy, of course. He wouldn't want it.
Except Jimmy, yeah, of course. The point here is, whatever Marinakis decides, be it today, tomorrow, or in a year's time, yeah, there's not a single Forest fan that can kick back at Marinakis and say, one, you weren't patient with Cooper last year. This time last year, we were going through a spell of 8 or 9 losses in a row, yeah? Secondly, you backed him. Thirdly, you actually backed him financially. Yeah. Fourthly, you listen to the majority of the fan base. Yeah. Whatever Marinakis decides to do, there's not a single Forest fan that can have the audacity to question that. Be it keep Cooper, get rid of Cooper, or whatever he does, whenever he does.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Because there'll be always people that say, but look what he did for us in the Championship. He's still learning.
We'll build a shrine to him and pray to it every night if that's how you feel about it. But he's not taking our club forward, you know. We had this conversation very early on. Are we gonna settle for mediocrity? Because if we stick with him, that's what we're settling for.
We haven't got a mediocre side on the pitch.
We did a poll. I can't remember if it was gonna. Sorry, just one point. I think Dino might have actually done this poll on his channel about where you think Forest are going to finish. And it's still the majority has said between 13th and 17th. That's fucking mediocrity for me, mate. We're better than that. We should be better than that this season.
Correct.
With the investment, with investment in the types of players that we've got, with a recruitment team, we're getting the right people back for the recruitment team. He's done Marinakis, yes, he's made his mistakes along the way, but he's quickly tried to change those and he's tried to amend it. But Cooper has been given every single tool that he wanted. His excuses, I've told you, have run out. He's got more options than he's ever had before, and he's still bringing in the Favourites FC. And for me, Favourites FC cost. I don't care what people say about Yates's heart and his. That's not gonna fucking get you points on the board, mate. That's not good. It's not enough at this level anymore. These teams, Luton, as shit as they are, they're fighting for their lives. You know, whatever you think of them, they're going to fight for their lives. And we gave them an opportunity. They're going to go away from there today buzzing. That's going to feel like 3 points to them, isn't it? You know. What does it feel like to us? It feels like a fuck. I would, and I hate to say this, but I genuinely mean it. I would have preferred for us to lose today, because then there's no excuses for me.
Mate, we've got to play those 3 away. When I say those three that came off, we've got to play them away.
Great point. Great point. If we can't do it at the Fortress, how are we going to do it at shitty Dog Kennel Road, you know? Go on, Ant, anything you want to?
No, I had something, but it's gone, mate.
No.
That's why I butt in sometimes. If I don't say straight away, I forget it.
That's the thing about
I'm not surprised, man. I'm sure they were buzzing. Felt like a win for them, mate. And 2-0 up and we fucked it up.
It's come back. Wolverine, a couple of streams ago, you said you never understood why some people get sexually excited by football. I'm telling you now, if you're down that ground and watch Murillo play, you will get sexually excited, mate. Honestly, his defensive capability and his passing is just a joy to behold.
Gives you a lob on, does it?
Huh?
Gives you a lob on, does it?
I'm not saying that, but you know what?
Well, you said you were sexually excited. They were your words.
You
were excited. You said you were sexually excited. I don't know how you get sexually excited. There's only one organ that should be reacting.
I'm trying to keep some decorum here.
You fuck off.
All right, well, let's talk about that positive. I'm going to point this at Dino and Ant for obvious reasons, but he likens him, or he says he's been likened to Beckenbauer. Now, I'm assuming Ez is too young. I'm obviously too young for Beckenbauer. Is there traits between him? But my dad would always go on about Beckenbauer when I was a kid. I never saw him. Is there any traits between that? Chat, what do you think for the golden oldies?
Beckenbauer was a great defender, but he was also a good passer. So I can see why people say that, but I don't know.
It's a bit unfair, isn't it? You know, it's a bit unfair, isn't it? Because Beckenbauer is
he's a young lad from Brazil in a different country. He's doing really well. He's playing really well. He's him and Bolly. I mean, hats off to Bolly. Who thought Bolly, when we signed him, would be a success like he has been?
Yeah,
you know, he's outlasted the likes of Felipe, hasn't he? And even Niakate at the minute.
But yeah, going back to Murillo.
Niakate is not as good as Worrall because you bought Worrall on, not Niakate.
Don't. That was the controversial thing I wanted to talk about.
Was he on the bench?
Carry on. Ed, you were going to say something about Murillo.
No, I was going to say, in regards to Murillo, he just looks so settled. For somebody who's come from another country, he's come into a new league. He looks like he's... It fits like a glove for him, doesn't it? He's just going to get better and better. He's got that courage. That courage that we haven't seen from the likes of McKenna, you know, who pass it straight back to the fucking centre-back, to the goalkeeper. He'll look forward. If one or two might not come off, but he'll keep trying. And he has got a hell of a wonderful left foot on him. He can pick those long passes, and he gets us moving forward quickly. I'm really impressed with him. I don't want to overhype him too soon, mate, but I've got a lot of high hopes for him. I like a manager who knows how to fucking use him, to be honest.
Yeah, on this one, Peter, my stance is very simple. Whatever Marinakis does is what I'm backing. That's it. Straight up is my answer to that.
Me too.
Marinakis put Dino in charge. I'll back it. If he keeps Cooper in charge,
I'd have Shelby back saying, "You got to hit it from 35 yards, man."
Okay, I won't bet if he does that.
Yeah, you wouldn't want Dino back, mate.
Yeah,
no, you won't, man.
Okay, I just want to bring up this controversial thing. Complete speculation, because it has to be true. Otherwise, I don't know how to answer it. Okay. And is there beef between Cooper and Niakate? Because what else can explain why Worrall would step on their head on the pitch from Niakate?
It's not even crossed my mind there may be beef between the two. I just think it's Cooper's incompetence and favoritism, to be honest. I mean, Stoney's pointed out right-footed, left-footed. I would still rather have Niakate on the right than Worrall on the right. He's a better player. So that for me, and that's the only thing I can think of that he thought I'll bring a right footer on. But to me, there's been lots of players who play in central defence who play on the opposite centre back than the inverse. The inverse. Yeah. So that for me is not an excuse. And to bring on a player of Worrall's ability compared with not bringing on Niakate's ability just because they favour a different foot, to me is insane.
Dino, do you think there's any beef for Ez?
I don't think there's any beef. I think Ant's used the right words. Incompetence from incompetence from Cooper. It is incompetence because I don't think there's another manager in the league who, if looking at his bench and he's deciding to make that move, will be picking Worrall over Niakate. I don't think there's another manager in the league.
I know why he didn't bring Niakate on, by the way.
Go on.
He had a taxi ride. He caught an Uber and it took him the wrong way, so he drove 7 miles rather than 3 miles, and he was knackered from it. So he didn't.
So he's got Uber lag. Yeah,
that's fair enough. That's fair enough, then, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh man,
what is this? What is this thing with modern players being tired and jet lagged, all that lot? Where's that come from? That's all excuses.
Mate, if I was on excuses. Yeah, if I was on 35 grand a week or whatever it is, I'd be sleeping really well, mate. I wouldn't be fucking getting jet lagged at any point.
They don't come back on EasyJet, do they? Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
You know what the problem is?
Go on.
And I'm going to do a video on it. It's my next up for the next international break. Is the in-game stats that you get from the players now from the vests. You know, the vests that track everything because you can track.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bras that they wear, you can track everything that goes on,
Oh, I don't like
including
wearing
obviously
bra.
simple stuff like heart rate, but fatigue as well. And I think they must be just looking at the iPad going, oh, it's like Football Manager. Oh, Bolly's down to 72% because he had
Orange.
a long flight. So we'll have to bring him off.
They're
When's the
playing
optimum
one
time
game
we
a
need to
week.
bring him off? 77 fucking minutes. Okay, we'll bring him up. Fuck the result. We'll bring him off because our computer says yes. That's the problem.
You know what, Dino? You might be
Cloppy's
right.
Day, they ran him through. Sorry, I know the younger members of our community hate this when me and Anne go on about the old days, but in training, they used to run through nettles. That's what Cloughy used to. How can I use those two in the same sentence? That's what Cloughy used to do. To run through
Spit your mouth out, mate. Rinse your mouth out.
In those days,
sorry.
in those days, there used to only be one substitute, and it was very, very rare that Cloughy used to bring a substitute on.
Mate, and the tackles
They
they
play
used to have.
52 games a year, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
he used to say, that's the team I fucking picked, and they couldn't, that's it. They're my best players.
He used to have goalkeepers playing with broken necks.
I made a mistake.
Had no subs,
You did, Des. You did.
Yeah. What was that? Bert Troutman played with a broken neck in the FA Cup final, didn't he?
He did. Yeah.
Oh, mate. Oh, fuck's sake.
Pierce carried on with a broken leg. Seriously, 100% true. He played on with a broken leg, Stuart Pearce did.
I mean, I played with a broken nail before, but
but Anne, he's your hero.
Yeah,
he is my hero. Can you see why after watching that shower shit?
Yeah, but let's just ask this question, right? Let's ask this question. So this jet lag BS that Cooper's come out with, okay, this is a squad that Marinakis is trying to build to be a European squad. Whether or not you agree with his, his aims and ambitions or not, in his mind, whether you like it or not, he's got ambitions for a European squad. Now, in a European squad, correct me if I'm wrong, but they will play 3 games a week. They will play the Saturday, the Wednesday, or the Thursday, depending on Tuesday, whatever it is, and then again on the Sunday.
And
I'm pretty sure, this is my point, I'm pretty sure the likes of, Athens are not in England. The likes of PSG are not in England. And I'm pretty sure if you were going to go to Italy, you have to take that thing with wings and fly. Are we going to get to the stage? Let's say Forest, whenever, qualify for Europe. Are we going to get these things bullshit excuses? For a lot of players, and in Bolly's case, who, as the chat was saying, was a sub or subbed on in his international game. How does this excuse logically work? It makes no sense to me.
I know. Bolly was flying the Wright brothers plane and he had to use his legs and flap his arms. That's what the problem was. He didn't have petrol.
Mate, we're playing one game a week.
He's tired now.
We've got no midweek games. We've got midweek games coming up. We're playing 4 games and an international break. 4 games and an international break. These guys have got it as luxurious as they could possibly want it, and there's no excuses for tiredness. Absolutely no excuses.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing about players being tired and having to fly. I'm sick of it.
Wait, it's all making sense. It's all making sense. You know what I've just realized? Yeah. It is. Ban planes. We need a team of Dennis Bergkamps who are scared of flying.
I was trying to mention Bergkamp.
Yeah.
Just get one of Marinakis' shipping tankers, shove them all in there, mate, and then flip them over.
Because think about it. Maybe Cooper's not lying, right? Because when is the last time Forest flew? Yeah, when they went to Blackpool in the FA Cup last year. And what happened there? We got stuffed 4-1. So clearly,
it's a long way, to be fair. They must have been tired after that.
They got jet lag coming off the plane to Blackpool. He's not lying. Cooper, I apologize. You're freaking right. No. Bicycles.
Maybe that explains our appalling away record last season. They were bus lagged. Bus
wankers, more like, man. Seriously.
Wankers. Oh my god, it's so ridiculous that it is actually funny. But what a bad day for Forest. What a bad day for Forest.
Unbelievable. And just this, I've been getting a message saying we're getting memes, or specifically me. I get memed by Luton fans on Twitter. They've done a meme of their second goal. Honestly, looking at it, they're acting like they just won the Champions League.
Well,
So
they have.
Luton,
For them, they have.
Luton, congratulations
Fair play,
on your
Luton.
win today. Oh wait,
Yeah.
you didn't even win. You didn't even win. You
Mm.
didn't even win. Please keep
Fair
sharing
play.
and retweeting that because
Listen,
you just
son,
helping.
they had a go.
expand
They had a
us
go,
out.
mate. They had a go. They didn't sit like Sheffield United, where you sit 10 at the back. They had a go today. I respect them.
They
for that.
didn't get scared, but they were 2-0 down to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
At the
I
City
respect
ground
them
with
for that.
10 minutes to go. They weren't scared because we got no fucking backbone, mate. That's why.
And I'd
That
rather
made
see
me
a
laugh,
team like
that
that
one,
stay
didn't
up than a team like Everton that are just
Yeah.
absolute trash.
Simon
Bring
says,
that one
need
up.
to-
Bring that one up from Carol again, because that's worth bringing up again.
Would
That
it?
made me laugh.
Simon said, need to up the the FFTV presence on Twitter as this channel seems to get in stick unfairly. Find it quite irritating as FFTV is one of the biggest and most open Forest channels. Si, honestly, I'll be straight with you, and I can speak on behalf of the boys here. I get it can irritate you guys. We fucking love it. We love it. But just by saying the truth, yeah, or not necessarily the truth, but our opinions, it can piss people off so much, including our own fan base, yeah. And everything we have said, or should we say 80% of the shit we have said throughout the last 12 to 18 months, yeah, what you find is that they agree with it eventually, and they stop talking about how they disagreed with it 6 to 8 months
they
ago.
never disagreed with it. Yeah, that's what it turns into, doesn't it?
And we've always invited them on, Simon, as well. We've always invited them on to challenge us in a respectful debate. Not one yet. Not
I don't
one.
want to do it because we'd chew them and spit them back out. And the thing is, everything, like I'll give the Worrall example. Up until the start of the season, all these certain happy clappers were putting Worrall in their first team. And then he has one good game against Chelsea and they try and attack you. They'll be silent now. They'll be silent now. Yet when Worrall had the good game against Chelsea, he's the first person we praised. First person we praised was Worrall. Yeah. We don't shy away. At the end of the day, all we want is Forest to goddamn win and do the best they can do. That's it. And these are our opinions. But if we get something wrong, we'll say we got it wrong. But just watch how their narratives change. Watch how their narratives change.
I'd love to see it. I'd love
They
to see
don't want
it
the truth. They can't handle the truth.
They definitely can't handle the truth. But there's no honesty in it, and we've never. The criticism's always been they've got nothing to back up. They'll make a statement, but there's nothing. There's no substance to back it up. You know, Cooper needs to stay. Why?
No, yes, there is, Ez. Yes, there is. It's come through the academy. That's the statement to back everything up. It come through the academy. He should play. He should play.
No,
he came through the academy.
How many academy players do Man City have?
Yeah, but they spread lies as well, Dino. Not just about us, yeah, but about the players. I remember a certain individual stating that Niakate could have returned back to football quicker last season and was basically dragging his ass on purpose because he didn't want to do it. I'm paraphrasing, yeah? 2 weeks later, Niakate releases a documented video on his progress and where the setbacks were. And this person said they were getting it from inside the club. We get shit from inside the club, yeah? And we share it to you. And I beg someone to find something we've told you where we've put our guarantee, you know, wink, wink. That has been bullshit. That's the difference. That's the fucking difference. Anyway.
Graham, whereabouts in Bali are you?
I breathe, everyone. Let's do some yoga. That's a great idea. Let's do some yoga.
Fuck yoga, man. Fuck yoga. Let's move on to this. Wolverine, where will our next win come from? Dina, you're so freaking yogaed up. Answer it.
Yeah, Yogi.
I honestly,
Yogi beard.
oh God, Liverpool, Villa, West Ham, Brighton. I mean, we're Brighton's bogey team, so the next hope is that we can beat them, but I can't see it. I'm actually, I mean, I you know what my predictions are like. I said 12 points from the next 12. Remember? Yeah. I don't mind bringing that up. I don't mind bringing that back because my predictions are obviously top notch. Liverpool, Villa, West Ham, Brighton. I'm sorry, I can't see a win there.
Can you even see a point?
Couple of points at most. So we're in trouble, guys. We're in trouble.
No. And can I call Anne out for a second? And what did I say the score would be? Remember when we did that stream with the next 4 games? What did you have a go at me for saying?
Well, that this was a difficult game.
No. Remember I said we'll get 3 points, but it will be from 3 games.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Listen. You can't call me out because it's not my fault that Cooper fucked up today. Everything was going to plan. I had 2-0 prediction. It was all going to plan.
Even at 2-1, I was happy, mate. That was my fucking prediction.
You can't legislate for that kind of decision because nobody would dream that anybody would be that fucking incompetent and stupid to make that decision. So I feel okay. I'm taking it as a 2-0 win.
But let me give the chat some hope. Let's finish with some hope, yeah? Trust in Wolverine. These all said 3 points against Luton. I said 1 against Luton, 1 against Liverpool, and 1 against Villa. That will be the 3 points.
Okay.
I am telling you, I will say this again. Cooper's in his element against the harder clubs. We will play better against Liverpool and we'll grind some kind of 0-0, maybe a 1-1 counter-attack goal. Yeah. That's where the point will come from. Okay. The rest, it is what it is. Give me top 6 right now while Cooper's in charge over a shitty Luton or a Sheffield United. Seriously. That's what I'm saying. City Ground is a fortress, Dino. In the last 17 games, we've lost 2. That's aimed at you, Dino. You'd called the City Ground out.
But we've drawn against some really bad sides and been lucky against others. So, I don't agree.
No, there's no such thing as luck. I've told you that on many occasions.
That's not an argument, Dino. If you put the claim out there that the City Ground isn't a fortress, Simon's now put a premise there for you with stats. Yeah, right. You can't dismiss it with a subjective opinion. You either retract your claim, or you
I'm not retracting anything. There was Murillo was asking the fans to get behind him today because they can't. No,
very quiet today, by the way.
Mingus did as well. Yeah.
Very quiet.
We're chasing that ball down. Yeah. Anyway, guys,
I just see us struggling. I mean, I think I'm taking Burnley, Sheffield United, and Luton as the worst 3 sides of the division.
Yep.
And although the points were 3 for 5.
Bournemouth.
I just don't see. I mean, we should be beating sides like that handsomely. Really, we should be. We're a year on. We've got so many better players.
We had enough chances.
Luton, for example, wouldn't spend as much as we spent in the next 10 years.
100.
Well, how many Luton players on a serious level would get into the Forest, our best Forest side?
And how many of them would get into our women's team?
Yes, good point.
In fact, let's even step it back and pay it further. How many Luton players can us 4 with the chat actually name?
Chong played well today. Bennett was all right.
Think he was shit. Orel made him look fucking half decent. He's shit. He's a shit player. The reason he's out, Luton, he's shit, mate. And we make shit players look half decent. We made Morris look like a decent striker.
Chong would get in for me. Yeah, Chong would be.
Ahead of what? Elanga? Nah.
Again, ahead of who? Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, well, we've only got one. Hold on. We've only got one out there, haven't we?
One name.
Who covers Elanga when he's injured or he's got bloody jet lag?
He'd get in the squad, is what you're saying.
Get in the squad. Yeah. He won't get in front of Elanga. Morris is another one. I'd take him as another striker, definitely.
Really? You not just lauded Woods? You just
had a crap game today. No, what I said was I can't knock Wood today. He's shown me before that he's a shit player. Today, he's shown that he's got something about him.
I thought he was very good today. Very good.
But if he plays the next 5 games shit, he's shit again for me. That's the way I roll.
Yeah, you can only go on what's happening. You can't
just play for 90 minutes.
Well, you can't say shit. And if the player's playing shit, you can't say he's good. You have to go on what you see.
Ollie, for example, game after game, solid. 7 or 8 or 9, 7 or 8 or 9, 7 or 8 or 9. You can't go from a 9 to a 3.
So would you say MGW shit every week on NGW shit on his performance this season?
Yeah, you would. If you're being objective,
I'm definitely not knocking Wood, Graham, today. I've obviously said before. I know Wolverine is. I'm not. I thought he played really well today.
I am.
don't know.
I think
I think he did what he did his
job.
job. I think he did his job today. He could have taken a couple more of easier chances, but I felt he did his job.
Yeah,
I thought he played
It was
really
his manager at fault today.
I thought he played
his
really well.
manager's
He got himself into the right positions. He got himself a couple of really good goals. I don't know how you could knock that. I really don't.
But if he'd have scored 5, I'd have been eating massive humble pie, and so would us.
The thing is, Dino, no, literally, no striker scores 5 out of 5. That's just fact. They don't.
No, but they were quite easy chances.
Yep.
I don't think they were. Some of the headers, I'm not quite sure why he couldn't score them.
The header he had directly after he scored his first goal, that was a lot easier than the one he took.
Yeah,
and I agree. The cross, who was the cross? Or was it Toffolo's cross?
Toffolo.
Yeah,
Toffolo.
he should have finished that. He should have buried that.
Maybe right. Yeah, but players do miss, don't they? They miss howlers sometimes.
They do, and like I said, his misses didn't cost us a game today. What cost us a game today was
and bear in mind, he actually scored a hat trick. I know he was offside, but it was still a decent. He was there and got a good finish on it, and he's only fractionally offside. It's not like
freaking Eds would score offside. If everyone else stopped playing.
No, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. That happens sometimes, doesn't it? I mean, he was fractionally offside. It was he still finished it. He was there and he finished it. I know what you're saying. I accept that you can't count offside goals.
Emma's point is all in place here. Look, right, where is it?
We're all happy clappers. Yeah.
Come on, guys. This was
happy FPLers, mate. I had some decent points in FPL today, guys. By the way,
that's true.
Me too. Watch out.
Yeah, FPL World is going to be back on it next week, hopefully, guys.
Only 2 teams let me down on the predictor league this week. Everything else I got either exact or close.
I think
2 teams let me down: Forest and Arsenal.
Oh, mine was Forest and Man U. Look, can I just close this Wood debate off? Dr. Fuck, we're not. Well, I'm not, because I'm against what these guys are saying. I'm not blaming Wood. Yeah, I'm blaming Cooper. Solely Cooper. Yeah, and Worrall. I'm saying Wood isn't good enough. Yeah, because I guarantee, I'll say it one more time. At halftime, and I'll say in the watch along, we had like 500-600 people in the watch along. It's amazing. Went up to nearly 1,000 when Luton scored. God knows where Luton found those fans.
Luton fans.
Yeah, where from? But what I'm saying is, most of the people watching at halftime were saying sub him off. Yeah, so there is a little of recency biasy. What is my point here on Wood? He's not.
But I didn't say sub him off for who? Sub him off for who? Sub him off for who? Who would have come on in his place?
Good point, Ez. Good point.
Yeah, I thought he'd had a decent first half as well. I wouldn't have subbed him off.
No, I would have probably. Who did I say, Chad? I can't even remember. I had a really good idea, and I can't remember it now.
I don't believe that for 1 minute.
It must have been a brainstorm.
I think I was going to put Murillo up front and bring Niakate at the back. Something like that.
Oh, great idea, man. Great idea.
Really? I trust Murillo up front better than I would Wood.
I thought you said good idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
He got in so many good positions today. He lost his marker so many times.
I was going to put Aguilera up front. No,
come on, man. Come on.
Might as well put Madonna up front,
play the kid out of position that's not played for us.
I don't care. Yeah. Oh, that was it. Yeah. Joe was there. Yeah, that was it. I'd put
Joe up front.
Joe's taller than Wood, man. I'd have chucked him up front. Yeah. But Joe,
just because we've been hobnobbing with Stuart Pearce and he puts goalkeepers up front doesn't mean you come out with these crazy ideas.
All right. Has everyone got everything off their chest that they wanted to? Chat, yes or no? Have you got everything off your chest that you wanted to? Like we pushed the stream from tomorrow to today.
I'm glad we did it tonight.
I think basically the whole thing is that we all know Cooper made some shocking decisions today that cost us 2 points. I think that's the bottom line. Right?
And he couldn't admit it. It wasn't man enough to admit it. That's the problem.
And he'll get away with it.
And it's a build-up. It's not the first mistake he's made this season, and it's starting to cost us points in games that we should be winning. Everyone's gone into this game thinking we're going to win, apart from clever bollocks up there. But we're right. We should have. There's no way, and especially at 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go. Oh, man, we shouldn't have been losing points tonight. So
I was sitting there counting.
I would rather we'd lost today. I'll say it again. I'd rather we'd lost.
Oh, and you don't know, Ant. You don't know. You know, we were at what time did we place there? At 5:04 p.m. We were 9th in the league. Did you know that?
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Did you know
Fine
that?
margins, as somebody used to say. You know what? The
Absolutely
chat's
fine
really
margins.
cheered me up tonight. They're so funny.
They're
I love you guys.
Best chat on YouTube. Easy. I watch a lot of YouTube
by a
fan
long
channels.
way.
This is the best chat by
By a long way. Any fan channel. In fact, any channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's
Brilliant.
not just that; they're genuinely funny as well. It's like
Yeah.
I
Well,
love
it's quick and funny. Like boom, as soon as somebody says
You just got to
something,
give them one nugget, haven't you? And they're off.
Yeah, and
That's
they'll
stuff
run
you
with
don't
it.
even notice. It's like Dino, you didn't notice. You said, "I'm not going to knock wood." Yeah,
I know.
and they just
Emma and
grabbed
everybody
onto
were
that.
jumping in.
Yeah, they grabbed onto that.
Yeah.
All right, let's call it there, and we'll finish with a positive from Brinley with 13 months. Brinley, you absolute legend. Look,
That's been a proper therapy stream for me. I feel so much better.
We'll hand over to the rest of the content creators. Let's see if they'll be as honest and as blunt as we were. When it's good, and we'll call it good. When it's shit and it's shit, we'll call it shit. Let's see what they do. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you
Look out for my video tomorrow on the High
on
Press.
Monday. Oh my god. Good luck, Ant. Good luck, Ant. Please hit that like button, subscribe.
Listen, I've got one thing that overrules anything they could say. I'm a Nottingham Forest fan. That's it.
What you're saying they're not? You're saying they're not?
No, what I'm saying is nobody can beat me on that. I've got the best club in the world to support, and I support the best club in the world.
Oh, you're talking about beat the drop.
I wouldn't vote.
No. I'm not bothered. I think I'm bothered about Sheffield United or bloody West Ham or bloody.
You know about Arsenal and or Forest?
Fuck off.
Let's finish with this line, right? This line. I wish it had fucking rained some more today.
Edward, you were right, mate. You were right.
Yeah. I'd have taken Forest P, Luton P. We'll see you tomorrow. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.
You Reds.